Hey everybody, at Sales Whiteboard, this is Jeff Heilman here. We are live coming to you from Carlsbad, California, and we have with us the author, Scott Duffy, of the new book, Breakthrough, which just went #1, went crazy on Amazon today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome, excited.
Yeah.
Scott, tell our audience, the Sales Whiteboard crew, a little bit about yourself. Obviously, you've had some crazy success, but not everybody may have heard of you, so help me understand.
Cool.
Give me the headlines.
Yeah, no, just so really quick, I'm a SoCal guy. I went to school here in San Diego, and in my junior year of college, I was on a fraternity trip down in Mexico, got in this terrible car accident. 2 brain hemorrhages, had to drop out of school while recovering, and I picked up this funky habit. And the habit was I started to listen to motivational books on tape. And as I started to feel better, I wanted to go and work for one of those people that inspired me. And the first person I applied to work for when I was going to go back to school for an internship was a guy named Tony Robbins, and instead of offering me an internship, his company offered me a job. And so I started my career in training, and then we share a technical background. In my mid-20s, I moved to the Bay Area, and I was a really early employee on the ground floor of some small companies that became big brands over time. What is today CBSSports.com, NBC Internet. I was on the launch team at FoxSports.com, and then my last tech company was like Expedia, but for private jets, and it was sold to Virgin Group, and I ran for that company for a couple of years.
And you got to know Richard Branson personally.
I did, yes. Yeah.
So if you look at 3 smart things about the success that you had and the breakthroughs in getting through that first big sale in a startup, or that first series round funding that you're raising when you actually take your company into opening up the opportunity for people to invest, can you give us 3 smart things about what it takes to get over the hump?
Specifically around investing?
Absolutely. Investing in sales.
Yeah, okay, so, well, I would say that selling investors is a really interesting thing, right? And I think that the most important things that you need to know are, number 1, who's my target customer? Right? And that's a universal law of sales.
Yeah.
Who is it specifically that we want to target in this fundraising effort? Because what most entrepreneurs do is they go and they talk to everybody, right? And if you talk to everybody, not anybody's going to be interested.
Versus saying, what's in their fund already?
Right.
What is their stable for?
So here's what I want to know. I want to know first of all, I want to know the investor's background, right? And I want to know where they make their money, because investors are in the business of making money and taking little risks. So the odds are they invest in things that they know.
Yeah.
So if I go to a tech person with a tech deal, it makes sense. If I go to them with like a real estate deal, there might be a disconnect. And even if you bring them in as an investor, they'll be a terrible investor.
Yeah.
And the reason is, in their gut, they'll know that they're not the expert of really knowing if they made the right choice, and if the deal's not working, they're not going to know how to fix it.
Sure.
So I want to know what's the investor's background. I want to know what stage of company do they invest in.
Yeah.
Is it the idea stage? Is it
a Series B? They just do Series B, right. 10 million to 30 million, that's it.
Right. So what stage? I want to know how much is their average investment, what they put in. If I ask a guy for $250,000, but he puts $25,000 into a deal, I got a disconnect.
That's right.
I want to know what's their expectation for return on investment. I want to know in how much time do they want that money to come back. And I think that when I know those things, I know who my target customer is, and then I only look for those people.
That's right.
So that's the most important thing I've learned. The second would be what most people do when they pitch that target investor is they send them everything at one time.
Yep.
And what I've learned is, today, giving somebody everything is like giving them nothing at all, because it's so much, it's so overwhelming, it usually just ends up being thrown out.
Exactly.
So what I do is I say, hey, let's do this. Let's drip, from a sales standpoint, the information to them in bite-sized chunks that are easy to digest, and where we can get feedback and then iterate the next communication.
Continue to shape the messaging and continue to reevaluate, do I really have the right target audience, right?
Exactly.
So we have 2 smart things. We've got finding the right audience and making sure you're really looking at, is this the right type of person to be receptive?
Yes.
Second is dripping, or being slow in your delivery of content over a period of time. Develops a relationship, gets you feedback, but it also doesn't overwhelm them. And then third smart thing, Scott, how do we break through in sales?
Well, how do we break through in sales? Well, here's the thing. The way we break through in sales is this. I believe, I mentioned my experience a bajillion years ago working for the Robbins Group, and what I used to promote and what I used to train was the sales training program. It was called the Power to Influence, was our main driver. And the most powerful thing thing that we learned when it came to influence was asking 2 questions.
Okay.
And the first question is, what's most important to you, right? So we all know that one, right? It's like, what's most important to you about this particular technology product? What's most important to you about this? The second question that most people never ask is, okay, cool, so what has to happen? How do you know that you're getting what you want? So here's the example. What's most important to you about this tech product I'm building? A person may say that it's easy to use, right?
Sure.
Easy to use means different things to different people.
That's right.
For some people, easy to use may mean that the font is really big, that it's available on a mobile app. There's like a limitless number of choices. So by finding out not only what's most important, but what their rules are, right? Then what happens is you completely have their playbook for being able to address their needs and sell to what's most important to them, not what's most important to you.
Absolutely. I love it. Folks, the book is Breakthrough by Scott Duffy. Where can they get it, Scott?
You can get it at scottduffy.com. Excuse me. You can get it on Amazon or any of your favorite retailers, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart. It doesn't matter. You can also, please, I'd love to connect. Follow me at Scott Duffy Media across all the social channels, at Scott Duffy Media. And thank you.
I love it. 3 smart things on Sales Whiteboard. Great being with you, Scott. Thanks.
You got it.